Everyone talks about the thrill of riding, the wind in your face, the freedom of the open road. But there's a whole side of motorcycle ownership that no one ever mentions. It's not just about what happens on the bike, it's about what happens around it: the money, the stress, the fear, and the obsession. From unexpected costs to everyday risks, owning a motorcycle will change how you see the world and yourself. But most riders don't find out until it's too late. In this video, we're revealing 7 things no one tells you about owning a motorcycle. And if you ride, you need to hear this. It's not just the bike, it's the gear that drains your wallet. Here's what they don't tell you at the dealership. Buying the motorcycle is just the beginning. The real spending starts when you realize you can't ride safely or legally without the right gear, and good gear isn't cheap. In 2025, a decent DOT and ECE-rated helmet alone runs you anywhere from $250 to $700. Add in a quality armored jacket, gloves, boots, and riding pants, and you're easily pushing $1,200 to $2,000 before you even start the engine. And that's if you're only buying one set. Depending on your climate, you may need hot weather gear, rain gear, cold weather liners, or even heated options, each with their own price tags. What most new riders don't expect is how often they'll need to replace gear. Helmets expire every 5 years. Gear gets worn down from UV exposure, crashes, or even just regular commuting. And if you go down, even at low speed, that $400 jacket or $600 helmet, it's done. Gear is your second skin out there, and while no one regrets buying protection, it's rarely factored into the budget up front. You might score a killer deal on a used bike for $4,500, only to spend half that again just to ride it safely. But the weather owns you, not the other way around. When you buy a motorcycle, you're not just committing to the bike, you're handing over control to the sky. At first, it's easy to imagine every ride happening on warm, sunny days with perfect roads. But the truth hits fast. If it's too cold, too wet, too hot, or too windy, that bike stays parked. You don't just check the forecast before a ride. You study it, down to the hour, hoping the rain stays clear or the wind doesn't kick up. And even when the forecast looks good, things change fast. That clear morning ride turns into an afternoon downpour. You'll get caught miles from home, soaked through mesh gear, visor fogged, and hands frozen to the grips. In July 2025, with record-breaking heat across much of the US, summer riding has become a challenge of its own. Sitting on a black seat in stop-and-go traffic at 98 degrees Fahrenheit with a hot engine between your legs can feel like a punishment, not an escape. Rain means slick roads, longer braking distances, and near-zero visibility. Cold mornings numb your fingers and make tires less grippy. And high winds on an overpass or open stretch of highway can suddenly push your bike into another lane. Eventually, you stop planning your life around your schedule and start planning it around the weather. And no one tells you how exhausting that can be until you've lived it. You'll constantly worry about theft. Here's something nobody tells you when you first start riding. Owning a motorcycle means constantly living with the fear that someone might steal it. In 2025, bike theft is still rampant, especially in big cities, near college campuses, and anywhere with limited secure parking. A motorcycle is easy to roll into a van, lift onto a trailer, or hotwire and ride off. It doesn't take much. 2 people, a ramp, and less than a minute, and your pride and joy could vanish without a sound. Even with full insurance coverage, most riders find that the payout falls short of what their bike was actually worth. Modifications? Usually not covered. Sentimental value? Never replaced. And even if you do get your money back, you still lose the time, the setup, and often your confidence in parking it anywhere again. As a result, you'll start changing how you live. Parking only where there are cameras, choosing your stops based on visibility, and glancing out your window every time you hear a noise at night. It becomes second nature. It's not just about protecting a machine, it's about protecting the freedom it represents. And once you've felt that fear, it never fully leaves. Maintenance is more frequent than you expected. Most people think motorcycles are cheap to own because they use less gas and have fewer parts than cars. But what they don't realize, until it's too late, is that motorcycles need attention constantly. Unlike cars that can go 6,000 to 10,000 miles between oil changes, most motorcycles still require oil every 3,000 miles or less. And synthetic oil plus a filter isn't cheap. You'll be checking your tire pressure every week, cleaning and lubing your chain every 500 miles, and adjusting it just as often if you ride aggressively. Then there's coolant flushes, brake fluid replacement, clutch cable adjustments, battery maintenance, and, depending on your bike, a valve clearance inspection that can cost $400 to $800. In 2025, many shops are backlogged weeks and charging premium labor rates, especially for popular brands like Honda, Yamaha, and KTM. That means if you don't learn to do your own basic maintenance, you'll either be waiting or paying out the nose. And even then, wear happens fast. Sport bike tires can wear out in 3,000 miles. Brake pads burn down faster if you commute in traffic. And don't even get started on fork seals or electrical issues. Motorcycles aren't high-maintenance machines. They're constant maintenance machines. No one warns you how much of your time and budget will go into simply keeping the thing running safely. You start seeing danger everywhere. The moment you become a rider, your brain rewires itself. You don't just look at the road anymore, you scan it, constantly. Every driveway, every intersection, every parked car becomes a potential threat. And it's not paranoia, it's survival. Riding a motorcycle teaches you, fast, that one mistake, yours or someone else's, can change everything. You'll start watching the front tires of cars at intersections to see if they're about to move. You'll hover your fingers over the brake lever when you see a car inching forward out of a side street. You'll notice the shimmer of oil on wet pavement, the way a crosswind pushes your bike on an overpass, or how a delivery driver checks their phone instead of their mirrors. By the time you've logged a few hundred miles, your sense of danger sharpens in ways most car drivers never experience. You're no longer casually riding. You're actively predicting what could go wrong at any second. And it goes beyond the ride. You'll start analyzing your routes differently. You'll avoid roads with too many intersections. You'll ride further just to take a cleaner line through a turn you trust. You'll even stop riding certain roads at certain hours because you know what kind of traffic patterns they attract and what kinds of drivers show up. This hyper-awareness becomes part of who you are. It makes you a better driver in every vehicle you touch. But it also comes with a kind of mental fatigue that few non-riders understand. You enjoy the ride, yes. But at the same time, part of your brain is always calculating the risk. And once you see the world this way, you never unsee it. Insurance can be ridiculously expensive. Most new riders assume that insuring a motorcycle is cheap, and it can be until you get your actual quote. What they don't tell you is that motorcycle insurance is all over the place, and it's not just based on how big your engine is. In 2025, rates are influenced by your zip code, age, driving record, credit score, and even the type of motorcycle you ride. A 600cc sport bike that's 5 years old might cost more to insure than a brand new 1000cc cruiser, just because it's considered high risk. Live in a city with high theft rates? Your premium spikes? Under 25? Expect triple-digit monthly quotes. Want full coverage? That's when things really get painful. And then there's the fine print. Some states allow insurance companies to deny claims based on whether you were wearing proper gear. Others won't cover damage if you were riding outside of reasonable use, like on a track or in poor weather. And if your bike is financed, you're required to carry full coverage, whether you can afford it or not. Insurance isn't just a formality. It's a major hidden cost of motorcycle ownership. And for a lot of riders, it's the part that stings the most. You'll fall in love, and then you'll want another one. They don't warn you about this part, the part where riding becomes more than just a hobby. It becomes an obsession. At first, you just want a bike, any bike. But after a few months, you start noticing other styles. You see someone on an adventure bike and wonder what it'd be like to ride off-road. You hear the roar of a cruiser, and suddenly you're craving torque instead of RPMs. You watch one YouTube video about track days, and the next thing you know, you're pricing out a second bike, a trailer, and a suit. In 2025, it's easier than ever to fall down the rabbit hole. Motorcycle culture is everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, group rides, cafe meetups, track weekends, and every ride you take just deepens your addiction. The feeling of freedom, focus, and flow that comes with riding is hard to explain to non-riders, but once you feel it, it's impossible to ignore. The truth is, one bike is rarely enough. Not because you're greedy, but because riding opens a door to a whole new world, and the deeper you go, the more you want to explore. Owning a motorcycle is one of the most rewarding things you can do. But it's not all wide open roads and weekend rides. There are real challenges, real costs, and real risks that come with the freedom. But knowing the truth is what makes you a smarter, safer, and more confident rider. If this video opened your eyes or reminded you of your own journey, hit that like button and subscribe for more Real Talk motorcycle content. And let us know in the comments. What's one thing no one told you about owning a bike that you had to learn the hard way?